Hey, don't I look like them characters in Fortnite with the football helmets? Anyway, Keep It Clean. We already hyped for this upcoming football season from our Baltimore Ravens. We ready for it. And it's right around the corner. I mean, we keep getting closer and closer. We just got the schedule release. We got OTAs that are literally around the corner happening next week. So we getting there, y'all. We are 3 months and change away from the start of the regular season. So we right there, so close. And we gonna make it. But something that we're very, very excited about, somebody that we're very, very hyped about is Baltimore Ravens first round draft pick Malaki Starks. And with his new role, because his expected role going into this season when they first drafted him, all right, he's going to be alongside Kyle Hamilton and Ardarius Washington. But now with Ardarius Washington most likely out for the entire season, it's not confirmed yet, but most likely that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, Malaki Starks will have a whole lot more on his plate. And that's some weighty responsibility. I mean, you can even ask the best safety in the game, Kyle Hamilton. When we first drafted him, he was right out there. And for the first couple of weeks, he was a little shaky. It's like, hold up, Kyle Hamilton, what's going on here? Mike McDonald, are you putting him in the right position to have success? Or is it more Kyle Hamilton just messing up? But they got it cleared up and cleared away and straightened out. And now he's just like that. He turned into super duper Kyle like that. So we obviously hoping for the same from Malaki Starks, but with him, something that I didn't know, which makes me even more comfortable with him having more responsibilities as our starting safety, is what he's done in the past. And obviously he's done plenty on the collegiate level. He ended up becoming a first round draft pick, and the Ravens felt like he was the best safety in college, and they were like, you know what, that's going to be our guy. There was some debate with Eric DeCosta. He was like, all right, Malaki Starks, should we stay or should we drop down and get Nick Emmanwori? But they end up getting Starks, and I'm sure it's going to work out just fine. But he said something on that episode of The Wired that I was like, oh, because I know football players, a lot of times growing up, they play multiple positions. There could be a wide receiver that played corner, vice versa. There could be a running back that end up playing safety and corner. Shout out to our guy, Brandon Stevens. And y'all know how it goes. Different guys play different positions. There could be defensive linemen that play offensive line, vice versa. Y'all know how it goes already. But with Malaki Starks, with him being a safety and everything that a safety has to do, he brought up that he actually played the quarterback position. And when I heard that, I said, oh, okay. Oh, we really got one in Malaki for real. And that just made me so much more excited for his development as a Baltimore Raven. It just made me that much more invested in him as a player just to see how this thing goes. Because I know he's in good hands with the Baltimore Ravens, with their coaching staff, with Harbaugh, with Zach Orr, with the players that he's around, like a super duper Kyle. There's a Marlon Humphrey. There's Nate Wiggins. The list goes on. We ain't going to name every single defensive player, but Ravens got some guys, man. They really, really do. So to add him to the mix there, but his experience having played quarterback, that allows you to have just that extra knowledge and that extra set of eyes to understand exactly what's going on. Because as a quarterback, you got to be able to read defenses. You got to be able to read coverages. You got to be able to call this out, call that out. And you already know how it goes. But now he's on the flip side of the ball. And as a defender, especially as a safety, you got to be able to read offenses. You got to be able to determine where that quarterback is trying to go with the ball. So the fact that he has experience on both sides of the ball, especially at those positions, because if he would have played wide receiver, that would have been cool. If he played running back, that would have been cool. But for me, in my opinion, I feel like him having played quarterback, to me, that hits a lot different and a lot harder than a lot of other positions, especially with him being a safety. So it reminds me of T. Martin from a couple years ago. A couple years ago, he was the Ravens wide receiver coach. And then he was a quarterbacks coach, I believe. But with T. Martin, he was somebody that played quarterback. And he had coached quarterbacks before at Tennessee, I believe. But he had that experience to where he got to see it from from multiple points of view. So him as a teacher, him being able to teach both the quarterbacks, hey, this is what you should be looking for, but as a wide receiver, this is what they're going to be looking for from you. I feel like that allowed him to help the wide receivers and help Lamar Jackson develop that much quicker and that much better. So that's how I feel about Malaki Starks, that his development is going to happen a lot quicker and a lot better and a lot smoother too. And I mean, with his development, he got no choice but to develop quick, fast, and in a hurry because, again, he's not going to be our third safety. Well, I wouldn't expect him to be our third safety with the situation at hand with Darius Washington being out. I expect Malaki to really be out, probably our second safety or one of our first safeties, just him and Kyle Hamilton. So as far as the third safety, who that ends up being, we'll see what the Baltimore Ravens do. But it made me that much more excited for Malaki Starks, and it made me that much more excited for the Baltimore Ravens defense, especially with them having lost Darius Washington. Now, we know they already had a zero sugar cereal that tastes great, but Magic Spoon decided to pop out with the treats too. Now, you know I'm with it. Their treats are crispy, crunchy, and airy, and they don't have that chewy stickiness like protein bars do, which is a lot more ideal for us that are always on the go. Their flavors are double chocolate, chocolate peanut butter, blueberry muffin, and my personal favorite, marshmallow. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was tired of just talking about it. I had to take a bite, and I regret nothing. Now, not only do they have great flavor, these treats are high protein, no sugar, so they're really, really good for carb-conscious lifestyles. Each treat has 11 to 12 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and just 1 to 2 grams of net carbs, so you can always get the fuel that you need on the go. But it doesn't stop there. Magic Spoon also popped up with the granola. Flavors that it comes in are honey almond, mixed berry, dark chocolate almond, and peanut butter. And the granola has 13 grams of protein and 0 added sugar. So Magic Spoon just taking it up level by level. They just continue to step up their game because you already had the cereal that was 0 sugar with 13 to 14 grams of protein and 4 to 5 grams of net carbs per serving, but they decided, you know what, that's not enough, we need to do more. So they gave us protein treats and granola too. But I know what you're wondering now, how can you get your hands on these? Well, I'll tell you, you can use my code TKIC or just click the link in the description. Try Magic Spoon treats or granola today and get $5 off. You can also find Magic Spoon in Amazon or your nearest grocery store. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. So click the link in the description to go to magicspoon.com/TKIC or scan the QR code on the screen for $5 off. I know you're gonna love it. Speaking of our first round draft picks, baby, Cincinnati Bengals and Shemar Stewart, we got another positive update for us, negative for them because Shemar Stewart still remains unsigned. Let's read this report from Jordan Schultz. He said, Bengals first round defensive end Shemar Stewart will remain sidelined as phase 2 of the offseason workouts begin today due to a disagreement over contract language in his rookie deal. So, Shemar Stewart still chilling, still relaxing, still taking it easy, and he still remains an unsigned draft pick of the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, of course, they will end up eventually getting him signed, but every single day that he's not signed is great for the Baltimore Ravens. It's really great for any team that the Bengals go against, but it's detrimental to them, but it helps us, so I like it. We over here hate watching from afar, hoping that he doesn't sign it. Oh, I hope that he's like, you know what, Bengals, trade me. I mean, it ain't gonna happen, but it is nice to know that they're over there having some contract disputes. Now, normally recency bias is a thing, but with this list shaped the way that it is, I'm wondering, what made them come to the conclusion that this is how this thing should go? PFF, they did a QB rankings list, the top 10 QBs in the league, and are they basing this off of Super Bowl appearances and wins, or are they basing it off of who the best quarterbacks are in the league right here, right now? Because if it's based off of Super Bowl, okay, then I get it. But if it's based off of right here, right now, then this list is invalid. Because at number 1, they got Patrick Mahomes. And honestly and truly, if you got anybody but Lamar Jackson there, especially after last year, then your list is invalid. It really is. It's not valid. Lamar Jackson should be atop of everybody's list when it comes to the QB rankings. So I will go Lamar Jackson, number 1. Number 2, I'll probably go maybe Joey B, Josh Allen, somebody around there. Again, Patrick Mahomes, he's still nice, but I can't have him number 1 and not even number 2. But anyway, especially after last year. But let's go over this list. So number 1 is Patrick Mahomes. Okay. Number 2 is Joe Burrow. Number 2 over Lamar. Joe Burrow, nice. And he got some guy, obviously Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I can't use he got them nice receivers. I can't hold that against him. No, Bengals gave him some nice receivers. Okay, cool, great. I can't hold it against him, but I also can't hold him over Lamar Jackson. That just doesn't make any sense to me at all. But anyway, Lamar Jackson's number 3. Josh Allen's number 4. Jalen Hurts, number 5. Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts. Jaden Daniels. Hey, there was a lot of talk that Jaden Daniels, a lot of people expected him to be in that top 5, top 10 conversation after last year, and he's made it. And then Matthew Stafford at number 7 and Justin Herbert at number 8. What? Well, I feel like there's so many people that just have this infatuation with Justin Herbert that I don't see it like that. Justin Herbert is cool, but top 8? I think they fall in love. It's a tall quarterback. He 6'4", 6'5". He got a big arm and what, but that's where it stops. He done made some nice, but Justin Herbert, no, man. I can't get it. But anyway, it's not my list. I'm just going over it. But yeah, I with Lamar Jackson under Joe Burrow and under Patrick Mahomes, no, I really can't get with that one. Jaden Daniels, I feel like he does deserve to be on. And this is a top 8 list, not a top 10. I feel like Jaden Daniels could be on there. I'm cool with that one. Because just to watch him throughout his rookie season, in the regular season, he killed it. He did his thing. He was amazing. He does not turn the ball over like crazy at all, and he puts up points. He takes risk too. It ain't like he doing a bunch of check down, and a deep shot every once in a while. No, he taking them shots, man. And the thing I love about him too, in the playoffs, he did not flinch. I know that Eagles game, it got a little ugly toward the end, but he was doing his thing. And a lot of what was going on with the Commanders was not on him at all. Dudes were fumbling and dropping and stuff like that. And then they started crumbling toward the end, and that was a wrap. But Jaden Daniels should be on there. But again, any list where Lamar, right now, based off of last season, Lamar's not number 1, is garbage. Now we reach my favorite part of the videos where we get to feature your questions. If you would like to take part in it, you can send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com for the patrons. And if you would like to join them, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids, and you can send your question in the DM on there. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to the channel members. Shout out to just everybody. Appreciate y'all. Team Keep It Clean. Y'all always be holding it down. First question came from my guy, Tyrek. He said, what's going on, Ingraven? Been a while since I asked a question, but I hope you and everyone that is listening is having a blessed day. Shout out to you for that. I appreciate that. He said, with Darius Washington being most likely done with the Ravens because of his injury, what do you think the Ravens should do at the second or third safety position? I hear a lot of Ravens fans want Justin Simmons, which is understandable. Plus, he knows how to make a play on the ball. But money talks, and I personally don't see the way the Ravens bank account is set up. He might not be affordable. And especially because now that he knows the Ravens sort of need a third safety, and if they do go the veteran route, which I still expect them to, but we'll see, then that raises his market up just like that. Because say, for instance, he's like, all right, I'm willing to sign before Darius Washington went down, he might have been like, I'm willing to sign a 1-year, $6 million deal. Be like, all right, cool, whatever, that's fine. But then Darius Washington went down, and now the Ravens are needing another safety. If they're looking at it like that, he could be like, oh, no. Y'all want me? I need 1 year, $9 million, 1 year, $10 million, something like that, or even a longer term deal, whatnot. Not long, super long term, like maybe 2-3 years at max. But I think Ravens they were only looking for like a 1 year something. But anyway, and they could structure it as a 2-year deal, but just put all the guarantees in this year so they can spread it out a little bit, and no guarantees on the back end, and then probably add some void years. You know how Ravens been doing with them void years. But anyway, he said, as for me, I like the free agent safety from Seattle, Quandre Diggs, a hard-hitting safety that loves to hit. Now, he is a little bit older, but a good veteran presence that Starks and the other young safeties could learn from. Now, how would a hard hitter fit in our defense? Well, you could have him close to the line of scrimmage, hitting them tight ends and running backs and whatnot, blitzing occasionally. But would he be as versatile as a Kyle Hamilton, as a Malaki Starks? Now, Kyle Hamilton, that's a hard hitter too now. But with a hard hitter, I feel like he could complement our safeties. But I feel like if he's not rangy and as versatile like that, then it may not be the best fit. But it could work. It could work for sure. Anyway, he said, and I know the Ravens can finesse a cheap deal out of him. No shade, though. Or do you guys think that they should go with one of the young guys in Bo Braid or Sanusi Kane, which both should be on must watch when it comes to OTAs and preseason? Oh, they definitely going to be on must watch for sure. Because, well, you know, it's a lot of responsibility that could possibly be put on those two. He said, sorry about the long question. just wanted to know your thoughts, and God bless you. I appreciate that a lot, my friend. Again, this has been an ongoing question, which I understand why, because safety is such an important position, a big position for the Baltimore Ravens. And it's like, I do feel like they're just gonna sign a veteran, but at the same time, them signing veterans ain't been working out. It ain't been working out, both long term and short term. Because again, last year was short term with Eddie Jackson. We was thinking, okay, Eddie Jackson. Nope, ain't work out. And then with Marcus Williams, he was signed for the long term. They signed him to that 5-year deal. That ain't work out. It's like, oof, this is rough. And then before that, before Marcus Williams, a couple years before him, it was Earl Thomas. And that certainly ain't work out. So Ravens, they could be like, you know what? Ooh, we done been getting burned for years trying to sign these outside free agents as safety. It ain't working, y'all. We just, we're just going to go in-house. We're just going to go in-house, and we're going to trust our guys to get the job done. I could see the Baltimore Ravens going through OTAs, just seeing, and OTAs ain't too serious, anything like that. Maybe going through some of the mandatory camp and whatnot, just to see. I think they're going to want to see their young guys first. As much of their young guys as they possibly can see. And if they get enough encouragement from what they see from the young guys, then, even though I still don't see Ravens just taking that risk, if you want to call it that. I still didn't see them signing a veteran. And I just feel like they would just want to play it safe there. I think that they would just rather want to sign a veteran just to have him here in the building. What they could do, but then you would have to sign him to like a contract that's not really worth much. If you brought in a veteran and then you had him in the building, and then you got to see him through training camp and whatnot, and if it worked out, great, you keep him. But if it didn't work out, you'd be like, you know what? Hey, it didn't work out. But what veteran is going to sign a deal like that at this time? No, they ain't going to try to sign no deal like that. Now, they ain't going to be signing no big, huge contract with all this guaranteed money or anything like that, but a veteran like a Justin Simmons, like, you ain't going to be able to play in his face by signing him to an okie-doke deal where he could get cut, like, without any harm to the Ravens salary cap. You ain't going to be able to get him for that. So what would the quality of a veteran you could get be if you sign him to a deal like that? That's one thing to think about, too. So, the Ravens are in a real tricky position with the safety position. But, yeah, I'm still leaning toward them signing a veteran just so they can play it extra safe.